The more you let people show you that they don't fuck with you, the more they're gonna run all over you. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Liallure, and I'm back at it again with another video. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey, my name is Leah. I make videos, story times, hauls. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's like for the kids, you know the vibes. And if you're a channel subscriber, hey friend, how are you? I hope you're doing wonderful, fabulous, beautiful, amazing. Happy New Year, you guys. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. I hope your year is prosperous. I hope everything you want comes into fruition. I hope you are intentional with your goals and it all comes full circle. I want everything but the best for my subscribers. I love y'all. Thank you for rocking with me so far, and I hope that you continue to rock with me into this year. So damn, I don't even know if I said my intro for real, but hi, if you're new here, I'm Leah, and if you're not new here, hey girl, hey. Today's video is going to be a story time. It's going to be a story time about a few things. So a few things, they're all basically surrounding why, like more reasons and more instances on how I knew that Dwayne absolutely hated me. If you're new to my channel, Dwayne is my ex-boyfriend. We were together for like 3 years in a very toxic and tumultuous relationship. Like, he was just a terrible boyfriend. He made me insecure. He made me lose my self-confidence, and it was really hard to bounce back for that, but you can't keep a bad bitch down, you know. That's who Dwayne is. If you want to know more about him and more about how our relationship was, then there is definitely a story time in the description box and also in my story time playlist, so don't forget to check that out. First of all, bear with me, you guys, because this is my first time recording a story time in like a month, honestly, so I'm having a hard time like processing things, but I'm gonna try my hardest. But like, bear with me. Please don't be mean because I'm gonna block you anyway. So yeah. So today's story time again is about a few instances where I knew that Dwayne hated me, and I wanted to record this story time because I had just remembered it a few days ago. I'm recording this story time on December 28th, and New Year's Eve is like in 3 days, and that's why I remembered this story. Anyway, in 2017, I was dating Dwayne, and I was also in college. Obviously, I came home for like the holiday break and stuff like that, so I was home until like January 5th or something like that. So during the time that I was home, I tried to spend as much time as I could with Dwayne, and also spending time with my family as well. I knew that his birthday was coming up, and so when his birthday came up, like, I wanted to go all out. I really wanted to plan something. I wanted to make sure he was happy. I wanted to make sure, you know, he had the best birthday ever. I am not a really big birthday person when it comes to my own birthday. Like, I don't really celebrate my own birthday like I should. As I get older, I'm definitely moving into a space where I care about my birthday more, and I'm celebrating, and I'm traveling, and I'm doing all of this, and I'm taking pictures, and I'm doing my absolute big one for my birthday these years. But back then, like when I was younger, I really didn't care about my birthday, but what I did care about was other people's birthdays. So I've always cared about other people's birthdays, and I've always wanted it to be as amazing as possible, especially when it came to my significant other and or partner. Because this was like the first real full year that I was with Dwayne, this was my first birthday celebrating. This was my first year celebrating his birthday. So of course I wanted to do my big one, girl. I wanted to do my biggest for my man. I'm telling him all these plans I have. I'm like, yeah, I have a secret for you. I have a surprise for you. I want to get us a hotel room. I want to get dinner reservations. I want to get you gifts. Like, I want you to have the best birthday ever. I want to like decorate the hotel room. Like, I'm telling him all these things that I want to do for him. And a huge red flag was that he wasn't really enthusiastic. Like, he was like,
yeah, that sounds cool. That's cool, babe. Yeah, that sounds interesting. That's nice.
Like, but he wasn't really ecstatic. Like, he wasn't given the energy of somebody who was excited for something that you had planned for them. Now, in my head, I'm thinking maybe it's because, like, he doesn't want to be disappointed. He doesn't want to think too much of these plans. And then what if they're canceled? He doesn't want to be disappointed and then look at me sideways. I'm thinking that maybe that's what's going on, right? Like, a few days before his birthday, I want to say like 2 weeks before his birthday, I'm like, again, telling him about all these plans I have and how I'm about to book the hotel room, I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that. And he says to me,
you know, babe, I really don't think you should do all of that.
So I'm like, why? What happened? Like, you don't want to celebrate your birthday? He's like,
it's not really like that, but like, you know, I just don't want you to spend your money on me, and then like, I don't really know if I want to celebrate my birthday this year. Like, I don't really have a bunch of money, so I don't know what I want to do. So maybe, you know, I'll just chill at home this year. Like, it's not a big deal.
no!
cannot trick me.
So I'm like, why? Like, why? This is my first year celebrating your birthday. Like, I really wanted to do something big. Don't worry about it. Like, I have the money. I have it. Like, I can do this for you. It's not, you know, we're not going to the Ritz-Carlton. I won't have to pay a bunch of money on a hotel room. We'll just do something nice, something small, just the two of us. Like, what's wrong? What's really wrong? He's beating me down, trying to tell me like, no, he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to celebrate his birthday basically by himself. So I'm like, I mean, okay, I guess. Like, I've been there in a space where like I didn't want to celebrate my birthday and I wanted everybody to leave me alone. So I kind of just let it rock, you know. I didn't want to impose what I wanted and ruin his day. If he wanted to cry, do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I guess, I mean, okay. 2 days before his birthday, I'm like, I know you said you didn't want to do anything, but I do want to go to lunch. I want to do something small for you. It doesn't have to be anywhere big or fancy. Like, we go to this barbecue spot. I know you like barbecue food. We could go there. It sounds interesting. Like, let's go. So he's like,
okay, we could do lunch. That's not a problem.
so, you know, I make these reservations for Pig Beach or whatever. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna go. At least he's gonna have food on his birthday. Like, that's fine. The day before his birthday comes and he sends me a message and he's like,
yeah, so what time were the reservations for the restaurant?
and I'm like, whatever time it was. I'm like, why? Like, what's wrong? Like, do you have to go somewhere after? Do you have plans? Like, what happened? He tells me that his friends begged him to go out for his birthday, and his friends begged him to let them take him to Dave & Buster's. Huh.
I'm smiling, but it ain't funny. I'm smiling, but it ain't funny.
Because when I asked you if you want to do something for your birthday, and I said I was going to make all these plans and I was going to pay for it, here's the thing. I wasn't even expecting him to pay for anything for his birthday. I never expected him to spend a dime on his birthday. I was going to make the reservations. I was going to pay for the dinner. I was going to pay for his birthday gift. I was going to pay for the hotel room for the night. I was going to do all those things. So the fact that he literally was just like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to spend my birthday alone, blah, blah, blah. As soon as your friend said, let's go to Dave & Buster's, you said, okay. Bro, if you didn't want to spend your birthday with me, you could have just said that instead of lying, honestly, because now it's getting embarrassing. It's getting really embarrassing at this point on both of our parts. So I was like, what? Like, your friends are taking you out for your birthday? Like, when did this happen? He's like,
oh, it was a last minute plan. I told them I didn't want to do anything, but they tried to convince me.
da, 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 da. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, can I come? And he's like,
I don't know if you'll want to come because like it's only gonna be me and like my guy friends. Like, no girls are gonna come, none of their girlfriends are gonna come, so I don't know if you'll be comfortable doing that.
so I'm like, you would rather spend your birthday with your friends, the same group of friends, might I add, that you said that you're not really that cool with, the same group of friends from my toxic relationship story time that was trying to talk to me, and one of them said I wasn't all of that. Those same friends that you be talking mad shit about, the same friends that you be calling ugly, those niggas can't be. Can't be them. So I'm like, what? Like, I can't come to your birthday either. Like, I can't come to Dave & Buster's and have a good time with you and celebrate your birthday either. It's just gonna be you and your male friends. And he's like,
yeah, you know, I feel bad. You can come if you want, but I know you're gonna be uncomfortable.
blah, blah, blah.
BFFR. What did that spell?
I was like, you know what? Okay, it's fine. So the next day is his birthday and we go to the restaurant. We go to Pig Beach. We meet up. You know, we have food. We're talking. We're laughing, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to make the best of it. Even though low-key in the back of my head, I'm pissed. I'm reeling about this birthday situation because I had all these plans and he told me, no. He wants to be alone. And then all of a sudden, wants to be with his friends. So I said, you know what? It's cool. So, that was that. And then after that or whatever, like, after we had food, I went home, he went to change, he went to go out. So I said, cool. I'm home, I'm on Snapchat, I'm watching his snap. He's with his friends, he's laughing, he's kikiing, he's drinking, he's playing games. And I'm like, you know what? As long as he's having a good birthday, like, it's all good. I'm not there, I wish I was, but as long as he's having a birthday, like, we're cool. I keep clicking through the snaps, and who do I see? A woman. And at first I said, well, maybe she's not with their group. Like, maybe she's not with their group. Until I saw her again in another snap. And I'm like, I know that ain't who I think it is. It's one of his woman friends. And I had known about this woman before. Like, from what I understand, they were platonic. Like, she knew about me because she would mention my name to him sometimes and be like, oh, how's she doing, blah, blah, blah. I knew about this girl, right? And I'm like, I know that ain't who I think it is. Because you told me that there wasn't going to be no women there. So why is she there and I couldn't be there?
I'm smiling, but it ain't funny.
So I'm sending him a message and I'm like, bro, why is she there? I'm not gonna give her name, because I was like, why is she there? And he was like,
oh, well, she just surprised me. She knew it was my birthday and she was talking to me. When she texted me to say happy birthday, she asked me what I was doing. I told her I was going to Dave & Buster's and she told me she was coming. I told her she didn't have to do that, but she insisted. So she came and, you know, she's been here for a while, blah, blah, blah. Meaning all my friends that
Okay, yeah. All right. You know, at this point, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my feelings were hurt because it was just like, again, if you didn't want to spend your birthday with me, you could have just said that. First, it was you don't want to do anything. Then your friends decided to drag you to Dave & Buster's. Then it was just gonna be no women there. But here's a woman here. So it's not adding up. I was just like, why do you insist on lying to me, bro? You're such a f***ing liar. Like, it... Anyway, so I was like, okay, whatever. So I let him have his birthday. Now, fast forward to New Year's Eve. In November of the same year, I was asking him, like, what are we doing for New Year's Eve? What are we doing for New Year's Eve? What are we doing for New Year's Eve? Prior to me going to college, my mom was such a strict parent that before I went to college, every New Year's Eve, I spent it with my family in church. That's what my mom wanted to do. That's what my family did. So that's what I did. I was in church and I was praising God. Amen. Every single year up until I went to college, that's what I did. Now, when I came back from college, she didn't really have too much more control over what I did when I was on break, because realistically, when I'm in college, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm partying. I'm out with my friends, whatever. She can't see what I'm doing in college. So it doesn't make any sense to try to have reins on me while I'm at home on break, you know what I mean? So she kind of let me do what I wanted to do for the holidays. You know, she told me I could come to church with them, or I could stay home, you know, watch what I wanted to watch, or I could go out with Dwayne, because she knew I had a boyfriend. So she was like, do what you want to do, just be safe. So I'm hitting up Dwayne since November, asking him like, hey, like, what are we doing for New Year's Eve? What are we doing? What are you doing? What are we doing? He's telling me he doesn't know.
I don't know. I don't typically do anything for New Year's Eve. I stay in with my family, blah, blah, blah. I watch TV, I play video games, whatever. Sometimes I go to the bar with my friends. Like, I don't really do anything for New Year's Eve, so I don't know.
So I'm like, okay, but I want to do something for New Year's Eve because this is my first year really doing something seriously. So what are we going to do? I'm 21. Let's go do something. So he's like,
oh, I don't know. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to look around and I'm going to ask people. I'm going to see if there's anything going on. And then we could do something. We could go out.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Weeks go by. You know, we've passed his birthday at this point. Weeks go by. We're at the 2nd, the 3rd, the final week of December, and he has no plans. Obviously, since it's been the 4th week of December, I'm thinking like, we're not going to do anything. So I might as well let this shit go, right? Like, I might as well just drop it. It's not a big deal. I'm thinking in my head that we're not doing anything, so I have it already geared that I'm gonna be home watching TV for New Year's Eve. The day before New Year's Eve, we're running errands. Now, I was in a really good mood because Dwayne almost never let me run errands with him. Like, he always wanted to do it by himself. If you're a woman, you know, like, you know that sometimes we just like to play passenger seat princess with our man, okay? We don't need to be doing anything extravagant. We don't need to be chauffeured around. Like, we just want to sit in the car while they run their errands. We just want to be next to our man. That's just what it is, right? So I'm like, you know, happy. I'm next to my man and we're running errands, girl. So he tells me, like, I found New Year's Eve plans. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what happened? Like, where we going? He tells me,
oh, my friend is having a gathering. My friend is having some type of like kickback. It's not going to be a lot of people, blah, blah, blah. Our friend from school is here from the military. He's on break, so we're going to invite him too. It's not going to be that many people. We're just going to be in his house, kicking it, drinking, having fun, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to go?
Just to clarify, he was trying to tell me that his friend invited him to a kickback. It wasn't the plan that I asked him for. It had nothing to do with the fact that I wanted to do something on New Year's Eve. He just got invited to a kickback from his friend. So he was going to go regardless of whether or not I was down. He was going to go without me.
So I say, okay, like, that's not really what I expected, but, you know, I do want to spend my New Year with you, and if I'm gonna be out the house, like, that's also a plus, so we could do that. The next day, he picks me up, right? I have my outfit, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm doing my biggest. I think I'm eating it up, okay? I get in his car, he says hi to me, blah, 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 and we start driving. We start driving, and we go to pick up his friend that was in the military. Now, mind you, that same day he told me, so the day before when he told me about the plans, he was telling me about this friend as well. And he was giving me all the tea on this friend, child. And I'm not going to tell that man business, but it was some tea. So we pick up the friend, and the friend says hi to me. He's like, hello, hi. He's so nice, like, so sweet. So he gets in the car, he's talking to me, he's getting to know me, he's talking to Dwayne. We're driving. And I look up at the signs because I have no idea where we're going. He does not tell me where we're going. So I'm like, Dwayne, where are we going? He tells me,
Don't worry about it. It's a surprise.
So we're driving, and I look up at the sign.
Okay, I was rambling in that part, so I'm going to go ahead and summarize what I was saying. Basically, I was in the car and I'm looking up at the signs and stuff like that, and we were getting on an expressway or a highway that takes you to the Bronx. And I only know that because I've only been to the Bronx once before this time, and it was with him to go to one location. So with all that information, like, I knew exactly where he was taking me. This man was taking me to the projects. He was taking me to celebrate my New Year's Eve in the projects. And you know what? It's no shade, no tea. I'm not trying to be classist or elitist, but like, if I ask you to take me out so I can enjoy my New Year, why would you bring me to the projects? Like, it doesn't add up. It really doesn't. Like, knowing that I suffer from a crazy amount of anxiety and the area that the building was in was definitely not the safest area. Why would you bring me here on New Year's Eve of all days? Why? You just don't care, huh?
So I'm talking to him and I'm like, are we going to so-and-so house? And he's like,
oh yeah, we're going to so-and-so house, like, surprise.
And he's laughing and he's smirking because he knows, like, I'm irritated. I'm steaming at this point. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then he was like,
why you acting like that? We're gonna have fun, don't worry about it.
His friend is in the back seat, so I'm trying not to make a scene, right? So I'm not saying anything, but I'm mad as shit. Sit in the passenger seat or whatever, and we get to the Bronx. We pull up under this, like, underpass. And this underpass looks like the land of freaking... That's what it looks like. And I'm like, is it even safe for you to be parked under here? Like, I don't understand. It's black. Like, it's pitch black on the side of the highway, on an underpass. This shit is dangerous on New Year's Eve in New York City in the Bronx. So you don't care about me? Now we're in a car. And we are at this point waiting for his friend to call him because his friend had to call him and let him know, like, whether or not his mom was still in the house or whether his mom was sleeping or whatever the case was. I have no idea. So, we get there, whatever, and we're sitting and we're waiting for the friend. We're waiting. We were waiting for at least 45 minutes for his friend to call. At least 45 minutes. So 45 minutes comes and his friend calls and he's like, yeah, my mom is about to go to sleep. She said y'all could come in now, blah, 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 whatever. So he's like, okay, cool. His friend asked him to go get a bottle. So we go get the bottle. We're walking up this steep ass hill in the Bronx. If you've ever been to the Bronx, it's nothing but hills. Like, literally nothing but hills. So we're walking up the hill or whatever, and we get to this liquor store. This liquor store. So we're walking into the building. Some people say Happy New Year to us. We say Happy New Year back, and then we're getting into the building, whatever. As we're walking through the hallway, his mother is coming out the kitchen. She's about to go in her room, and she's like, hey, y'all, have a good night. Like, don't make too much noise, whatever. Happy New Year. So we say Happy New Year. She goes to her room. She goes to sleep. So I say hello to his friend, who I had met already at this point, and we're sitting on the couch, and we're talking to each other at first. And then these niggas start to play video games. They start to play video games. This boy don't got no food up in his house. He didn't order a pizza. He didn't order a chicken wing. He didn't order a fry. Dwayne didn't even say, babe, you're hungry? You want to eat something, darling? Nothing. I'm sitting there starving, girl. Starving, drinking bottles of Capriccio. Like, it just, in my fur. Drinking bottles of Capriccio in my fur, okay? And these three are playing video games, and I'm just sitting on the couch, and I'm on Snapchat, and I'm watching people do their festivities. I'm watching people be with their friends, and I am technically alone. I'm by myself because nobody's talking to me. I'm the only woman there. They're playing video games. I'm not doing shit for real. Like, Dwayne is not paying any attention to me at all. I'm just on the couch, and I was just like, I could have stayed home for real. Like, I could have stayed home. Like, this shit is embarrassing. Ugh. So we're on the couch or whatever, and you know, there's a mixture of pew-pews being let out and also fireworks. I can't tell which is which. And I'm just sitting there in my sorrow. New Year's Eve comes, he gives me a kiss, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And then, you know, a few hours later we go home. His friend is pissed drunk, we take his friend home. And that was my first New Year with Dwayne. Okay. My second New Year with Dwayne was a little bit different. Because I was trying to make plans with him, but because of what happened in 2017, I was just like, I'm not even gonna put any pressure on this man because I want to be let down again. So I was just ignoring it. I was like, yeah, what are we doing? He was like, I don't know. So he's like, you know what?
I'm gonna come up with plans. They're gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time.
Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, maybe he does have something planned. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I really want to do something. Like, at this point, I was really going through depression. I don't even know why, but I was going through depression real bad. And he knew that. And I was telling him, like, I really want to get out the house. I really want to do something. I really want to bring in my new year in a positive way. So he's telling me that he's going to look for something to do. And I'm kind of believing him, but not really. So the new year is approaching or whatever. And literally The day before New Year's Eve, this man tells me that he does not want to do anything for New Year's because his grandmother isn't doing well. When he told me that his grandmother wasn't doing well, I was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry to hear that. What's wrong with her? What's going on? So he's telling me about, what's going on with his grandmother, but she's not feeling well, and how his dad wanted him to spend time with her because they don't know how long she has left. So I'm like, I understand that. Like, I'm very understanding of that situation. So I'm like, oh, are you just gonna chill with her? You're just gonna stay with her, watch TV, whatever. He's like, yeah,
just gonna spend some time with her.
I don't want to say that he was lying, because I really don't know if his grandmother wasn't doing well for real, and I don't know if he chose to stay home to spend time with her, or I just don't know if he had somebody else in his house. Like, that's just something I don't know to this day, to be honest, because honestly, this was the year that he had cheated on me. So it was like, I don't really know what to say, you know what I mean? Because so I was just like, oh, I don't know. But I didn't believe him for some reason. I just didn't, and I was pissed off. I was fuming the whole time, because you told me you were gonna make plans, you told me you were gonna do so and so, and you just didn't. Like, it was constantly this, like, I wanted to spend time with him and I wanted to make memories with him, and he just curved it every single time. Like, he always found a reason to say, like, oh, well, I don't have money, or I don't have transportation, or I have to work, or I have to do this and I have to do that. And somehow he would end up being around someone else. And I'm not counting his grandmother. I mean, like, he would end up being around his friends every single time instead of being around me. Every single time. And all the times that he said, there's no woman around, like, you're gonna be uncomfortable, there always ended up being a woman in that situation. So it was kind of like, you really just don't like me. Like, you don't want to be around me. You don't want to spend time with me, like, at all. And you keep showing your ass about it. Like, so that's kind of why I don't like New Year's Eve. I get excited for the new year and I make all the plans and I do the cleaning and I do all the things. But when it comes to, like, plans, like actual plans, like going out, I couldn't care less to do so, because it's just been back-to-back disappointments. And I know that, like, my partner that I'm with right now has nothing to do with Dwayne. And, he sticks on his word all the time. But I think in my head, I'm just like, I don't like New Year's Eve. Like, I never do anything for New Year's Eve. Like, it's no effort to do anything, just because I try not to disappoint myself, you know what I mean? And I think I'm telling this story because it goes to say, like, if they wanted to, they would. I asked him to spend time with me for his birthday. He said no. He wanted to spend time alone. I took it. I ate it. Just to turn around and see that he spent time with his friends instead on his birthday. He didn't want to spend time with me. It is what it is. Eat that shit. Like, he didn't want to spend time with you. He didn't want to turn a milestone in his life with you. He didn't care enough to involve you in something like that. So I had to eat a lot of that shit. And again, I'm telling the story to tell y'all, like, when you notice that people are trying to be funny to you, especially your partner, your man, you need to take note of that shit. You need to take note of it, because it's going to keep happening. The more you let people show you that they don't fuck with you, the more they're going to run all over you. So, that's my story. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. That is Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. It is in the description box down below, and also in the outro. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Shout out to everybody. I had fun.